Here at Between Nerds Podcast, we value two things. Clean, crisp productions that in no way objectify their cast, and girl-on-girl love.
Yeah.
Hey guys, this is Between Nerds Podcast. My name is Drew Philip Elias. This is my co-host, Mr. Aldo Mendez. What's up, buddy?
What's up, man? Merry, happy Friendsmas.
Happy Merry Friendsmas.
You just hosted Friendsmas, which was amazing. Thank you, by the way. Thank you to Karen as well.
We appreciate it. We are recording on December 19th. Y'all might be listening to this on, what, like the 22nd, 23rd, something like that. So, happy Hanukkah as well. We are recording on the first day of Hanukkah.
First day? I thought
First
it was
day.
the second. Okay.
Today,
cool.
yeah, Monday, I don't know how it works, but happy Hanukkah.
Cool. Happy Hanukkah to everybody. Yeah, what can we tell you? Lycoris Recoil. We just finished the episode with Danae on Hunter x Hunter, which was 61 episodes. Lycoris Recoil right now, it's 13 episomes.
13 episodes. Lycoris Recoil was the most popular non-sequel anime summer 2022. It is an A1 Pictures anime original, and I think it has a lot going for it. And the success of Lycoris Recoil kind of flipped its trajectory backwards. So, like, most anime we talk about are, like, either based off of light novels or manga, and then they're picked up into an anime adaptation. The anime original adaptation of Lycoris Recoil, directed by Shingo Adachi, was so popular that now it's going backwards. Now they're starting to publish manga and light novels about the. Well, no, I think they're doing it as volumes.
Okay. Oh, okay. As volumes.
So as quarterly volumes or something like that.
And you know what? I mean, you guys, if you haven't listened to K-On! or Hinamatsuri or what else?
Lycoris Recoil is a yuri. I think that's what you're trying to say. It's a girl love anime, but and that's not to disenfranchise it. That's not to like make it sound like something dumb and kiddish or like girly. It's like Lycoris Recoil is cool because it's like little James Bonds.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's little John Wicks.
Yeah,
it's
not cute little girls doing cute shit. It's
no,
cute
they're cute. They're cute little girls. They are doing some cute stuff.
Oh yeah, they are.
They are. But they'll blast you in the face if you cross them.
Yeah, it's really. I really like the setup. The first episode is like just a little tad of world building. You know, they introduce you to like is it a future Japan?
I think it's modern Japan, but it's like an alternate reality. So like it's a little bit more advanced. So it's like, what would happen if there was a secret police force that was children and they stopped like all crime before it even happened, right? So like there's this whole underground criminal network that the public doesn't even know about because they have like teenage girls shooting grown men in the face with guns.
Yes, and I can't even remember what movie that reminds me about. But like the whole action thing and how they are trained and preparing the skills of this little girl's house is definitely John Wick. Yeah,
it reminded me, like the action scenes, these are maybe the best gun action scenes I might have ever seen in anime. I'm thinking like just guns, like not hand-to-hand combat like Naruto, not like magical sword fights or whatever, like just guns. Lycoris Recoil might be the best like gun action in anime.
And it's rare to see. It's rare to see guns in anime. You know what I'm saying? We always point out the fact that we see a gun or even a gun is mentioned. We're like,
gun.
Yeah, exactly.
Which, don't get me wrong. Like I think most. Well, this might be a personal thing, but like maybe because I was raised hunting, like outside of hunting, I don't see a whole lot of use for guns.
Correct.
You like, especially when it comes to semi-automatic weapons and stuff like that, which is the premise to the season of Lycoris Recoil. It's about these girls trying to find this underground like weapon ring for a bunch of automatic weapons that just ended up going missing one day.
Correct. 1,000 guns or some shit like that.
Yeah, it's like 1,300 or something. So some weirdly specific number, and then they mention it all the time. It's super funny.
Yeah, and I don't know. I guess you know what I really love.
Tell me.
Shisatu's fighting style, like her clothes gun to her chest, like it looks so dope. Her just being like,
she reminds me of John Wick more than anybody.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because like her superpower, Chisato's the blonde one with the short bobbed hair. So like they're modeled as foils of each other. Like one's got the long black hair, one's got the short blonde hair. The short blonde hair one, blondes have more fun. She's uppity, she's bubbly, she's happy-go-lucky.
The other girl,
and then the other one's just like the actual James Bond. Like I have no feelings, like empathies for the weak.
And one of the big differences is that our blonde Shisato uses rubber bullets, like non-lethal bullets.
Right, and so you're right. Like Chisato's character model is, I think, probably the coolest character model to come out in 2022. I love her character.
I think it's really cool.
I think it's super dope, top to bottom. Like it reminded me, certain scenes reminded me of like you know when you saw like Dragon Ball or like Bleach, early Bleach. Remember, we're in middle school or like early in high school. The early seasons of Bleach are coming out. The intro sequences, and they're dressed in like high Japanese like street fashion out of Shibuya. Like Chisato's outfits made me want to go buy a red leather bomber. Dude, I wanted to go dress like Akira for a minute.
It looks nice, dude. Because it also reminds me of how good like the outfit styles are in Cyberpunk.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's either the yellow big bomber from Cyberpunk or the red bomber from
Oh, it's hot. It's hot.
It's hot. Bombers are hot right now, guys.
Honestly, I want to buy a bomber. I found David Martinez's jacket in Cyberpunk 2077 because, like, one of the patches, they included, like, the weapons and, like, David's bomber jacket and stuff like that. True. So I found the jacket and I was like, oh, I should go buy a bomber jacket. And then I see Chisato in this red bomber. I'm like, oh, I need one. Even if it's, like, an Akira, like, red bomber jacket. But, like, Chisato's character model, I think, is so cool. I like it more than Bubble, which is, like, saying something. Because, like, the character design in Bubble of the main girl is, like, all that movie has going for it. Like, Netflix's Bubble.
Yeah, I remember.
And
as much as I don't want to remember, yes, I remember.
But then, like, Chisato does it so much better.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't even notice. But, I'm sorry. I totally hijacked your point. You were talking about Chisato?
No.
Her fighting style.
Her fighting style with her gun close up. Even there's a moment when another Lycoris was, because that's what you call the girls, right? Lycoris.
Yeah. I think I kept saying Lycoris in the weeks leading up to it, but then they kept saying Lycoris. And it's another point. Like, English is dumb and made up. Like, it's it's LYC. It should be Lycoris. But then it's Lycoris.
Yeah, and her fast movement and cutting her corners and checking her corners and just blasting from here. Not this, just from here. It's just amazing. It's fast because it is a shooting style.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying.
But then she's got like that Rurouni Kenshin, like she's kneecapped herself because she's using rubber bullets. And there's like a whole episode that they explain like a third way through the season that the rubber bullets make it harder to shoot. Because, like, the other main girl, Takina, like, she's a marksman, too. She's probably a better shot than Chisato. But then, like, the episode that Chisato's like, dude, you have to stop killing people? Like, how about we be empaths for a second? So let's go to the shooting range with the rubber bullets, and she can't hit anything.
Yeah, and at first, I thought it was going to be a story of, hey, Takina, like, you need to be more human. You're too much of a dick. You know what I'm saying? Too much of a robot. And it's like that for maybe an episode and a half.
It's a lot of things, and I think it does, like, it hits like all of these character development points well without it seeming rushed or like something's missing. You know what I mean? Like,
I definitely wanted more time with the characters.
Oh yeah. And I think that's a testament. It's like Cyberpunk like that, like Cyberpunk Edge Runners. Like it makes you miss them a little bit. I'm just like, that's it. They needed more mall dates. What do you mean? Where was the beach episode? Yeah. Where's the fireworks festival episode? What's going on?
Yes.
And I
would just get PTSD at the fireworks festival.
Oh God. See, that'd be a solid episode though. Hey, hire us, A1 Pictures. Hire Between Nerds.
We got one firework episode almost ready for you.
Yes. Every good anime needs one, and I think it's super cool because, like, the thing about Chisato's movement style too. Well, there is one major gimmick that only comes up in episode 1, and then I think they realize it was dumb, and then it never happens again. When the first time Chisato's in a firefight, and we see the rubber bullets in action, the rubber bullets are blasting through a car door. Like an aluminum alloy blended car door, but the second it hits somebody, it just like pops. Right. It explodes into like paint almost. And that's the only time that ever happens is in episode 1, that she can blast somebody with the rubber bullets through a car door.
You're right. So if I don't know,
So I think they fucked up, but then they realize, oh shit, like that kind of doesn't make sense.
And you know what it reminds me about? And I knew I was right until I got to the last episode. It's like the Winter Soldier.
Oh yeah.
It's like the Winter Soldier, dude.
Yeah,
even
little child soldiers.
Even the end fight is like the same fight they have together.
And I think it's funny because like it'll be the most serious episode of them in a firefight and be like, I don't want to kill them, I want to be a good person, but you have to kill them, Chisato. But then the ending music is like the most upbeat, like normal anime music.
Yeah, and it's just Takima just hanging out like in her desk.
It's the lo-fi beats to study to girl, like that's what she looks like, and I think it's super cool. Like talking about the foils between Takina and Chisato, we talked about Chisato a little bit, but Takina starts off the season. She's kicked off of like the main Lycoris like HQ Defense Force. They call it the DA, I think. Yeah, the DA. I can't even remember what DA stands for, but they just say DA forever because she grabbed a whole ass like.
A minigun?
Yeah, she grabbed a minigun just to blast a bunch of arms dealers because, like, one of the other Lycorises was gonna die.
Yeah, so in this world, in this Japan, like you said, like the beginning montage, because it begins with a montage. It begins with a montage with all this, like, lower rank licorice in brown, right?
Yeah. Like the commanders are in red or something.
Yeah, just cleaning up messes. Like, some crackheads about to like stab somebody, they fucking get rid of the target.
It's like Bourne Identity, like that.
Yeah,
there's all like Jason Bourne was so secret that even like
he didn't know who it was.
Yeah, the upper echelon of the American government didn't even know who Jason Bourne was. Like he was doing the most secret of the most secret missions to maintain like public safety.
Correct, which is kind of cool.
It's kind of neat, yeah.
Kind of cool, but then. So now we have an arms dealer hostage situation with another member of the DA, another Lycoris. So a arms dealer has a hostage who is a Lycoris girl, right? Lycoris girl?
Yeah.
Yeah. And so nobody... And it's a nice touch that they didn't want to kill her because most of these organizations would have just killed you, right?
Yeah.
You know? But, yeah, she grabs a minigun and she's like, fuck no, that fool has my friend. I'm not going to miss. Minigun blast. And she gets...
And she's 16. Like this scene is crazy because it's halfway through the first episode. It's just like, oh, I didn't know this is what we were signing up for. 16-year-olds with miniguns? This is insane.
And I feel it gets even more insane a little bit later when the van scene happens. But anyways, she gets kicked out of HQ. She gets sent to this coffee noodle shop?
Yeah.
Coffee shop?
It's, what's it called?
Sweets and Coffee or something like that?
Something like that. It's like a wayward home. Lyco.
Yeah, Lyco. Yes, yeah.
It's run by one of the former trainers of the Lycoris organization. Chisato her home base is there because she doesn't play well with the rest of DA, but she's also like such an accomplished Lycoris. It's like, again,
I don't need to use lethal ammunition.
Well, I was gonna say like her relationship with DA. Like again, it's like what's the first Daniel Craig James Bond? Casino Royale. No, I'm thinking of the second one.
Quantum Solace.
Yes, I'm thinking of Quantum Solace. So Quantum Solace, like the English government like kind of has like James at like arm's length a little bit. It's just like you've earned it, but I also don't trust you because you're
so outlandish.
Yeah, because you're such an outlandish assassin. But like I need your talent, so just like you're on my perimeter, but like you're still on my radar a little bit. That's how the DA's treating Chisato.
Yeah, because they killed Takina. They kicked out Takina, and she becomes like again. Me as an audience, first time watcher, I feel like, oh, this girl is missing empathy. This is what the anime is gonna be about, like teaching her
to become human.
Yeah. But after fucking Ray of Sunshine, Chisato comes out. It just turns into another anime all over again.
But like you're right. Like it plays with your expectations a little bit like that because. Near the end, I think what fucks up Chisato so much is that she's too much of an empath. You know, it's like a James Bond thing where like the villain will get shot like 20 times, but he just keeps coming back. So the last like 3-4 episodes, the last villain just keeps standing up, and it's just like, Chisato, put him down. Like, stop being you for 5 seconds and just put this man down.
Yeah, and I guess I do have kind of a little bone to pick at is that. They switch like bad guys like so quickly.
Yeah,
so quickly. Because at first we were following Acorn or Acorn, who's a hacker. But now we have Acorn, and it turned out that he is talking to Robot or what's his name?
Walnut.
Sorry, Walnut the chipmunk. a hacker, but it turns out that we're following another hacker who he's actually working for Majima.
Yeah, his name was Robota, and then the main villain for a while becomes Majima, but then it becomes the beneficiary of like the secret organization of Mr. Yoshi that saves like wayward children a little bit, and like if the main Lycoris like attack squad is like a direct branch of like the Japanese government, the way they're treating like a Rico is they're kind of like guns for hire a little bit. Like when the government calls you, you answer, but besides that, you can do like small mercenary jobs. So like their little sect of downtown Japan, they're just like taking odd jobs like bodyguard work, and that's how they meet Walnut. Like all they learn is that like it's a secret government that it's a secret job that you have to keep away from the DA, and that Walnut is like the first person to hack into the DA's like AI system, so they're wanted by the DA. But it's a cool episode because it also like recruits a hacker into the group. Like the main group ends up being like a
little op.
Yeah, it's a little operation. You got your hacker, you got your two like actual gun toting bitches. Yeah. You've got your like leader, mentor, senpai guy,
and then Miss Mizuki.
Yeah, I'm not sure what I'd call her, but she's just the older woman that cries about being single, and
she's
like
the teacher of K-On!
Yeah, she's yeah. She's the exact same character as the teacher in K-On! Yeah, exactly.
And it's fun because here we meet up with Walnut, a person dressed as a chipmunk, so we don't really see who she is or who he is or her or whatever. And we go through this like amazing, again, John Wickish compilation of scenes.
Oh yeah.
The way they run into a building, the building gets surrounded. Now Shisato is like showing off her like bullet dodging skills, and Takima is like, she's being kind of shy with her trigger finger because she's like, I don't want to kill anybody because Shitasu told me not to kill anybody, and this is why I'm here for the first place because I don't want to kill anybody. Right. But then Shitasu's just like da 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 da
with rubber bullets.
With rubber bullets.
Yeah. The episode. I love the way every episode is like storyboarded because they're all storyboarded exactly the same. Like every episode starts in like the first 5-7 minutes. That's like, oh, Takina, you're so socially inept. Chisato's going to teach you how to be a person. And then they get hired for a job, and they think it's something normal, and then shit hits the fan, and then commercial break, shit's still hitting the fan, and then like it plays with your expectations again because it just kind of levels off hard. It's just like, oh shit, Walnut was a small child the whole time? That's insane.
And the way they shoot the fucking thing?
Oh yeah.
It's wild.
The stage direction's because like Chisato's literal power, they explain it several times. The reason why she got given a synthetic heart when she was a child was just something about her vision. She's just like special. Like the way you twitch, the way she can like sense where you're going to move and where you're gonna aim, just like
a boxer.
Yeah. Just like before you even know what you're gonna do, she can tell just off your movements, just like where you're gonna aim. So like she would prefer to get like 2 feet away from you in a shootout than down the lane because Takina's like the actual sniper. Like she can shoot like a drone. Drones are a really big part of this, and that's how because if the Lycorises are like secret ops, like having like drone eyes all over Tokyo is like a really big deal. So Takina's the one that's ended up sniping drones like from far out, but then it's Chisato that's gonna just like actually go in and take care of the problem.
And Ms. Mitsuki, she is in the walnut costume, on the little chipmunk costume.
They swap out at a certain point.
They swap, but like even our girls didn't know that, and then she ends up getting shot out of a mistake from Shisato because I don't know, they feel very heavy at the moment because Shitazo is talking to the hacker, right?
Yeah,
robot or what is his name? The Robota, and she kind of like drops the cup and it breaks, you know, like that trope thing when, oh shit, I fucked up, I shouldn't have let her out. She walks out of the building, the walnut at this point, Mitsuki at this point, and she just gets blasted, which is something we don't see in anime. And that's why to me I was like, oh shit, they just fucked up the mission. It's like, where's it going from here? Yeah. But then it turns out we gain a hacker because they switch fucking costumes. And
yeah, and because like because what's her name? Kurumi is like wanted by the DA. She's the actual Walnut character. Like they just kind of hole her up in Lyco Rico just because. And like I like the early missions too. I like them a lot. I wish I could just spend so much more time just in these early episodes. Even though sometimes when we get like longer seasoned anime, we're just like, oh, why is there so much blank space happening? There's like a third of the episodes don't move forward the plot. But this is why. Because like the early episodes where Takina is just like, I'm gonna bust my ass. I'm gonna be trained by the hardest Lycoris out there who's Chisato, and I'm gonna go back to DA. They're gonna be begging for me back at DA. And it's that in their side missions, that's where they figure out the actual like gun plot, like that got Takina kicked out of DA, because Takina was there to stop an 1100 gun arm deal or whatever it was, pulled out the minigun, blasted everybody, but no guns were found. So not only did she kill a bunch of people, make a scene, but like they didn't even like get the weapons. So the very first mission they take is like some middle-aged woman that comes to the coffee shop every once in a while, hires them because she's got a stalker. But what they find out is in the background of one of her selfies is the arms deal happening, like the actual secret arms deal days before the one that Takina messed up, where they saw that like somebody was selling the 1100 guns. So it's not that the girl that hired her had a stalker; it's that the mob realized that she had posted evidence of their arms deal on Instagram, and that's why they wanted to like take her out.
Yes, and would I be wrong to say that they also play with like the risk in the anime?
Oh yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Kill the girl. Kill the person that hired me. I don't care.
And then nothing happens.
But I think it's cool because it's like like I feel like at first we're not sure, right? Like as an audience, we're just obviously like, oh my god, Chisato and Takina are just really gonna let this girl get shot by the mob. This is ridiculous. And that's when you start like realizing that Chisato's just like a bad bitch and is just like matrixing her way like around bullets. Yeah. It's just like, I wasn't worried. Why were you worried?
Yeah. The whole van thing, it's awesome because
it's a firefight around like just the perimeter of a van.
I love that Takima used the girl as a decoy. That was awesome.
Yeah. I think maybe one of my favorite episodes, like as stupid as it is, because it's kind of like just a Yuri slice of life sometimes, but then it's also like their deadly weapons, like being funded by the military, because there's an it's around like episode 3 or episode 4. Takina, after being assigned to Lyco Rico, asked the coffee shop owner or the cafe owner, Mika. And Mika's cool. Mika's cool. Like, talk about representation in anime. Like, they don't stereotype him in any way.
No, just a good character.
Yeah, he's a good dude. Like, he's tall. He's got a bum leg.
Takes care of the girls. Worries about the girls.
Like he, like him, and he actually considers Chisato like his daughter, and we're not sure about that until like the end. But I guess when Takina got assigned to Lyco Rico, she asked Mika like, "Hey, what's the uniform?" He's just like, "It's the regular Lycoris uniform." And she asked him, "Okay, what kind of boxers do you wear, sir? Like, what's the combat uniform?" He's just like, "Well," she asked for underwear. He just said, "Oh, I don't know. I wear men's boxers, and it's comfy, and I think it breathes well."
Well, so it was a scene where in this like cooldown periods that you're talking about, because all the episodes are structure the same.
Yeah.
In this cool down beginning part of the episodes where it's like sunshine and rainbows and butterflies, they're playing a VR game against our enemies.
Well, against our rivals, not our enemies.
Oh, it was the other Lycoris girls, right?
The ones at DA.
You're right.
The ones at DA that don't like Chisato or Takina.
Right. It was that girl that was held hostage by the gun sealer at the beginning, and her partner, who are playing against them, right?
It was Takina's partner when she was part of DA.
Oh, right. And then there's a moment...
Her name's Fuki, by the way.
Fuki and another girl, right?
Fuki.
Sakura?
Yeah.
And there's a moment where Takina, in playing her VR with her headset and her VR gun, she does a flip. And then Sato's like...
But like
She gets a confused look on her. She's like,
that frame is directed hilarious though, because the frame, the camera is behind Chisato's head, so all we see as an audience is the back of Chisato's like blonde bob, and Takina doing like a flip, but we see the skirt flip and like Chisato staring right at her crotch.
Correct.
But then it's funny because like Chisato, after they're done playing, she looks over at Kurumi and she's just like, "Hey, have you ever seen Takina's underwear?" And she's like, "No, why would I look at that?"
Yeah, it's like, what makes it, what
would you possess you to do that?
Yeah, what would possess you to think that? And then it's just hilarious because as an anime watcher, you can't. You're almost like at the wall.
Yeah, you're almost scared. You're just like, oh no, fan service.
Oh no, yeah, exactly.
Oh no, fan service.
Exactly.
Oh no.
And then it just turns into fucking like white chicks for a second.
Kind of like Chisato just walks up to Takina, just lifts up her skirt. She's like,
why are you wearing boxers?
It's
wearing,
men's
like,
boxers,
briefs?
like down to her knees. Like not even boxer briefs, like actual men's boxers, right. Like down to her knees. And she's like, I don't know, it makes me combat ready. Like, and they're so breathable.
Yeah. It's like that Sandra Bullock movie.
Which one?
The one that she's a spy or an FBI agent.
But then she needs to like win Miss America or whatever.
Yeah, it's like that. That's what it reminded me of. But then they go to a
They do a shopping day.
They go to a Victoria's Secret.
They have a shopping date. Like Chisato buys her an outfit, not just underwear. Like they're in like that's the scene with Chisato and the Red Bomber when they go to the mall, and that's when I was like, damn. I need a bomber. I need a bomber like that bad.
But then it's hilarious because Chisato being so free of consent to check on Takina's underwear.
Hey yo,
she gets put in the fitting room. It's like, let me see your fucking underwear. And then she flips it on. And she's like, oh, what are you doing? It's like, yeah, bitch, you're looking at my underwear. It's like, that's how I'm supposed to feel.
Well, I think what Takina says is like cute. Like she's like upset. She's like.
I don't even like those, but they're cute. Yeah. It's funny. It's wholesome.
It's so wholesome because it's not even real fan service. It's just like two girls just helping each other out. Because what's the older woman's name?
Mizuki?
Yeah, Mizuki like is in on it too because Chisato's like, hey, can you fucking help me out with Takina? What's with this underwear situation? What's going on? Oh no, you know what it is? Mizuki's doing Takina's laundry because she stays at the they change at the cafe. She finds men's boxers like in her little locker and she's pissed because she's like, girls, where the fuck you find like grown men's boxers? What is this? And Takina's and Chisato's just like, oh, it's Takina's.
Yeah.
So she goes,
that tomboy over there.
Yeah, raging at Takina, but thinking that it's a dude that she's just hooking up with some guy in the cafe or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
And she's just like, and she confesses to it because there's that lapse in like knowledge because like she does like Takina's admitting that they're hers, but like no, they're like actually mine. Like I wear them. Yeah. And Mizuki's being like, no, so they're yours. Like you, what boy did you get these from?
Yeah, it's. And again, for this to be 12 episodes, 13 episodes, it feels like they're giving you enough, but it's not enough.
Yeah.
The jokes are well written.
Oh yeah.
The information, the what do we call when their exposition?
Yeah.
It's well written too. You don't feel like Krillin is talking to the audience. You know what I'm saying? Like nobody's there for the audience. Nobody's speaking there for the audience, but you're still in context to what it's happening.
It's good because there's no exposition. Like the natural like dialogue, you feel well informed. And like A1 Pictures, like me and Aldo were like geeking on Twitter the other day because the Kaiju number 8 trailer just dropped. Well, it's not even a trailer. It's just like a teaser. Yeah, it's pictures. It's pictures over music, and it's just like Kaiju number 8, 2024, A1 Pictures, and I'm just like A1 Pictures. Like don't get me wrong. Like there's only like 4 or 5 studios that like produce a new work every season that I'd actually trust with something I like as much as Kaiju number 8. And A1 Pictures is one of them. Like I'm not sure that they produce any of my favorites, but like they're solid. You know what I mean? Like just even this year, like Kaguya-sama, 8686, all the Darling in the Franxx co-produced with Studio Trigger, the Fate Apocrypha series. I think they did one of the Fate movies. I barely learned that on Twitter the other day.
Oh, okay.
I don't even know how I missed that one. Like A1 Pictures is solid. You know what I mean? They're tight. And like we've talked about this before that like anime originals, studios prefer doing those because they make more money that way. they don't have to pay the rights to like the original work holder, which like in Kaiju number 8's case would be Viz Media, like as hosted by Shonen Jump Mag.
But great panty episode.
Excellent. And speaking of fan service, if you want to tickle me and Aldo's pickles, if you want to tickle our fancies or so have you, I suggest you all subscribe on YouTube and or comment on any video during the month of December to be entered into our monthly giveaway.
Yeah. YouTube has been nice to us. Now I guess I don't know why for some reason at the beginning we couldn't figure it out how to upload videos, but now we're uploading a shit ton of videos.
You know what I think is super weird and annoying? Our most popular platform for whatever reason is Instagram.
Yeah.
I don't know why. All our most liked videos, our most viewed videos are on Instagram Reels, and I don't know how that's happening.
I mean, I just like that we're getting engagement too. Likes and whatnot on TikTok and Facebook too.
And with that being said, I don't think we get enough like for as strong as Nerds' opinions are, I don't think we get enough like critical comments. We don't get nearly enough like DMs, if anything. Like if you guys have anything that you feel like, honestly, I almost wish that you guys give me input on like how we record and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Like we're always trying to flip stuff around. Like if you watch stuff from when we first started doing video in like February or March, everything like things are just progressively being added every week. Like every week we add another mic, we record in better video quality, we added lights, we got a new logo, we just everything is progressively changing every week for the better.
We want to get new intro songs for you, new Nerd Down logos too.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. And
so if you guys have any input, like any constructive criticism, we'd love to hear it. Like DM us on Instagram, TikTok. You can email us betweennerdspodcast@gmail.com.
I think they're scared.
Yeah, I think so too.
I think they're scared, and we are not gonna just hear and make fun of you.
Might.
If your comment, your comment,
Drew will
needs to be made fun of, then yeah, we will make fun of you.
I'll do it
rightfully.
Fuck those nerds.
Yeah, and but yeah, we do want you to tell us like how these animes that we're watching made you feel, or animes that we haven't watched that you want us to watch. Give us recommendations.
I'm surprised we don't get any more recommendations. Like I feel like when we first started podcasting, when it was just like our friends like listening, like not even our friends, just our girlfriends were listening. You know what I mean? Like I feel like we were getting a lot more like recommendations at the time, and they've kind of like run dry, to be honest. Like Lycoris Recoil, SSSS Dynazenon, which we're watching next week. These are my recommendations. This is just shit I wanted to watch.
Yeah. And please give us that feedback in Twitter too. I don't know what the hell is going on with Twitter anymore, but
God.
Yeah, go ahead and send us a...
Did you see that Elon said he's going to start banning people if they promote other social media on Twitter?
Stupid.
That's stupid. That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life. So that would mean like us promoting like a TikTok or a YouTube on Twitter would get us kicked off of Twitter. That is stupid. That is the stupidest thing I've ever heard in my life. Oh, God, it doesn't... Anyways, Instagram Reels. Love y'all. Don't know why even today the clip about like me and watching media with a woman is difficult sometimes. I don't know why that's like getting a bunch of likes today. Yeah. Super weird.
It's been like, it's been super on the one line and then super on the other line, because also our video with talking great about women and women characters,
that YouTube short did well. Yeah, that YouTube short did excellent. Well. Yeah, I'm tired of trying to guess what these algorithms want. Like I'm waiting for the big I'm waiting for the big social media buyout and the big AI in the sky that can just like, at least I know what he's thinking.
Yeah, all hail the algorithm.
Yeah, all hail the algorithm, because right now me trying to guess 5 different algorithms is driving me absolutely insane. Yeah, I don't know how people do it.
But IG is the one that has been keeping us on backtrack. I mean, some good tracking.
Yeah, whatever. So subscribe on YouTube, comment on the video on YouTube,
like us.
Like us, leave a 5-star written review on Apple Podcasts or any sort of positive review on Pandora, on Spotify, all that other good stuff.
And if you can prove to us that you're subscribed in any platform, either sound or video or social media, and you comment on YouTube, we'll give you some free shit.
Yeah,
we'll give you some free shit.
That's why it's a giveaway. That's why
it's a giveaway. Yes, but anyways,
panty episode over.
Panty episode over.
Panty episode over.
Not the pinnacle of this show.
No, well, there's an episode I missed talking about. Like, I know that we've kind of veered away from talking about individual episodes, but like, I feel like they're kind of important because there's so few episodes in Lycoris Recoil.
Correct.
There's like the one episode that like you realize that Chizuru, is that her name? Right? That Chizuru has Takina's back, where they go back to Chisato. I said Chizuru. That Chisato has Takina's back because they go back to DA. They do like a mock firefight with Takina's like ex-partner Fuki, and like Fuki's new butch cut best friend partner. They're all girl couples, right? Like, can I say that? Is that weird? Is that?
It's fair to say, and it's not like, it's platonic love.
Is it platonic?
I think it's platonic.
I feel like I like it more when I don't view it from a lens of
everybody. Just shipping everybody.
Hey, like girls hooking up. There's nothing wrong with that. Everybody hooks up, bro. Like everyone hooks up, and like I'm down with the spice. I'm with it.
See, but this is where also like the Japanese culture gets involved in it. It's like they don't want to tell you straight up because they're also being you know what I'm saying? Like, look at these girls hanging out all the time and doing cute shit together, but they're not girlfriends.
But see, that's what's weird and dumb, right? Because so I'm listening to NPR the other day, right? And it was like the morning drive, and like Singapore or somebody just like banned all sex outside of marriage, right? Which is already like stupid and weird as fuck. Like, how are you going to buy a car without trying it first? You know what I mean? Number one. Number two, only heteronormative relationships are legal under Singaporean law anyways. So they just roundabout like banned like all non-traditional relationships. You know what I mean? So then Japanese culture is kind of like that a little bit. Like, because I've seen like TikToks like that where like, there's gay people everywhere. You can ban gay people all you want. They're gonna still be out there like doing their thing. And now it's just like a lot more like dangerous. Like that was the thing about the AIDS epidemic in the 80s, because people couldn't be like coming out and being like, yo, I might have been exposed. Can I get medical treatment? Because you couldn't expose your family to that, right? So that's kind of how Lycoris Recoil feels, because especially the episodes where like they dress up Chisato and Takina like an actual like female like couple.
They go into a
dinner
date.
Takina is in this badass suit with these nice shoes. She did her hair,
and Chisato's on a red
She's
dress.
got her baddie on her hip in a bad red dress. She got her hair did. I was like, hey yo, A1, like this is a cool badass scene. I'm with this.
And that's why I agree with you. It's not wrong to say that it is female love, but like the way
Japanese culture just can't say it. Like
they serve it to you in a
they totally are. Like we all know it, right?
Then I'm gonna get shit at work, and I don't want to get shit at work because blah 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 blah. blah.
Like they're bad. They're the baddest like lesbian couple I've seen in anime ever. I love them so fucking much.
And it's not just in Lycoris Recoil. We've seen a lot. And one of the examples is
Hinamatsu.
No. The one that we liked that had a lot of flaws that we always talk about with the royal weapons.
With the royal weapons.
And the kid that dies at the end and he gets like slammed into the floor by the ship. The ice bitch.
Oh, that's got killed. Akima got killed. Yeah.
With our buff gay.
Oh yes, yeah. And like, there's a few gay characters. There's a few gay men in this show too. Like Mika, the giant cafe owner with the limp. Like, there's a whole subplot that his ex-lover might actually be the secret military, and that he's the one implanting all these child soldiers and creating like terrorists across like the nation of Japan. But then like Mika doesn't want to shoot him in the face because he's like, "But you're my boyfriend. They can't shoot you."
Yeah.
Then like
point breaky.
It's a good like audience discussion point, but like it's weird that like it's not outright. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like Because I remember this was a contentious point on Twitter when this season was coming out, because Anime Trends with a Z on Twitter, who has more followers than Anime Corner for some reason, even though Anime Corner's website seems more legitimate. They're just one of those, like, every week they make a poll, most popular anime of the season, of the week, or whatever. Mm-hmm. And the entire season, Takina and Chisato were winning top couple. And a lot of people were in, like, the replies in the comment section, be like, they're not really a couple, blah, 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 blah. Bro, I don't know
what... like, yeah, you wouldn't know.
Yeah, I don't know what you're watching, but these two women are madly in love with each other. Correct. I don't know what to tell you.
But straight off the bat, though, like, they don't waste any time on, like, getting to know each other. Like, they...
And, like, if it were, like, the opposite way around, and a lot of anime doesn't make, like, relationship, like, stuff, like, outright. They don't say it outright, even if it's like a heteronormative couple. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? But like, if it were the other way around, people wouldn't even question putting them in the top couple spot. Wouldn't even question it, because that's just how anime is. It's always like, will they, won't they? It's platonic. It's not platonic. And then you hope that in the season finale, maybe it's not platonic at the end. You know what I mean? But bro, like, the only reason it's an argument is because they're both girls. It's the only reason. And it's dope. It's so dope.
It is really
like, talking about, like, the character modeling and the outfits. Like, I remember in older anime, I always disliked that the outfits were very static. You know what I mean? Like, how are you always in your school uniform right now? Like, I'm thinking about, like, NGE and stuff like that. Like, how are you coming through to fighting a giant robot that's actually your mother's carcass?
Dressed the same,
bro. Not even in a military outfit. Just because you're a student in Japan, they're just putting you in a school uniform for no reason.
Oh, by the way, a good fucking thing about, like, the whole John Wickish aspect of this anime is that these Lycoris girls are like... Did you ever watch Desperado?
No.
With Antonio Banderas? And they had, like, cases of guitars, but there were weapons and shit like that.
No, but that reminds me of anime with the guy with the red coat and the blonde hair, and his friend has a cross that's a gun. Trigun.
But yeah, same thing. These little girls' backpacks looking all cute and everything. They can just like reload because they have, like, a lot of magazines in the back.
Oh, yo!
And, like, they got grenades and they're just, like, fucking tossing shit.
Talking about James Bond, they've got cool gadgets.
Yeah, they do.
In Lycoris Recoil, they've got really cool gadgets, and you see them in the intro sequence too. There's, like, a parachute. Like, the second, like, they're in a firefight, they can just press a button so that, like, a parachute pops out. So, bullets can't actually hit them. And like what you're talking about, like, they have magazines at the bottom of their little messenger bags.
Really cool stuff.
Super
animated cool. Great. It's crisp as shit.
It's because, yeah, like, honestly, like, I can't remember anything outside of maybe, like, Naruto, where the hand-to-hand combat looks so, like, crisp and clear. Because, like, in Naruto, Jet Li, or, like, they modeled a lot of the hand-to-hand fights off of, like, Jet Li films. You know what I mean? Because it's kung fu. But, like, here, it's really like they sat down, their whole animation team, and were like, guys, we are watching The Bourne Identity, and we are going to, like, master what it means to animate hand-to-hand combat with firearms. And it's just so different. Like, it's so different. I wish this was a movie. I really, really wish that A1 production could get, like, the budget for a film for Lycoris Recoil.
It looks really good, because even when they're this close and having a gunfight, I don't know if you guys ever shot a gun, but you feel the blast of the gun, right? And that's how it makes it feel, because every bah, it just, not only does it sound good and have a badass, like, surround sound, but it sounds really good, and, like, the image almost shakes for you.
And the music is scored excellently. Honestly, the score in the background music might be my favorite background score of any anime. Like, if I were to give Lycoris Recoil, like, one award for the year, it would be, like, music composition. Like, there is no... Like, there are no scenes void of sound. And, like, it's always like a piano, You hear like a little violin in the background, but like the piano is very, very active. Like even scenes that are super sad or like questioning, it's just like boop 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 beep 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 bop that boop like you know, they're girls. Like it's just like your regular slice of lifey stuff. I'm gonna go have a badass time, and even in the background of the gunfights, like you hear the piano still
and like a violin.
Yeah, but then they start throwing some
cello.
strings on it, and like what you mean about like the sound directing, like the layering of the sound. So you still have like the strings and like this piano going absolutely batshit in the background, but they tone it down. They tone it down, even though the production just went up for the music, and you hear the gun, like you hear the gun ring.
Recoil.
Yeah, because like you hear that in movies a lot. You know what I mean? The guns don't sound like an actual gun, because like it's like the joke, like when you hear like fireworks in the neighborhood. Oh, was that a gun? No, like you would know if it's a gun. It would echo. It would like bang, boom, right? And like you feel that in Lycoris Recoil. Like it's directed well. Like they put so much money into this, and you can just tell. Yeah. Like they didn't go cheap on anything as simple as even like sound director.
Yeah, no, it looks amazing. So where were we?
Hold on, I did want to bring up one side story just because we're talking about guns, and it's kind of a follow up to my side story from last week with VNA, where I was talking about my conservative parents, right? For my Jesus Christ, how old was I? For my 8th birthday, I was gifted a 20 gauge shotgun, and
like a true American.
Yeah, like a true American. So like I know how to clean like a lot of birds and fish and stuff like that because I've always been like hunting. So and that's why it always irks me like in like a lot of Hollywood films when I feel like the sound direction with guns isn't right. Because like I remember going home and like my whole shoulder was purple because I was like a child like shooting a shotgun all day.
And if you don't use like ear protection, your ears would be ringing.
Yeah, I didn't. Yeah, because like America, like don't be a bitch. Just take this eardrum damage like a man. So like I think it's real good. And anyway, so like the main plot that starts unfolding like about halfway through the season is that the guy with the green hair, his name is Majima. Majima has the same charm that Chisato has, which marks them as like special children of like the secret organization, which we find out are all like sponsees of Yoshi, Mr. Yoshi. And Mr. Yoshi is like the ex-lover / on and off lover of the cafe owner Mika. So the scene we were describing where Chisato and Takina are like on their date looking fly as fuck, they're spying on Mika being on his secret little bar date with Mr. Yoshi. And it's that episode's interesting.
He looks fly as fuck too.
He does. He's in a big suit, nice shoes. He's got his cane
bun up.
Yes, he's got dreads that are well kept. He's got it, and like it's classy. Talking about representation, like it doesn't look like a stereotype. Like it looks like bro, you came to dress. Like holy shit. Like that episode's also interesting because even the girls in the background spying on them are like, holy shit, he's not actually keeping a secret from us. This is an actual date. We should leave. This is wrong of us to be here. And the story ends up being that Chisato has a synthetic heart that was gifted to her from the secret organization that Mr. Yoshi hosts. He knew Mika from his work as a Lycoris teacher. And there was an incident 10 years ago where Chisato stopped a terrorist plot at a radio tower single-handedly as a 7-year-old. But her issue was that like they wanted to nurture that talent and turn her into like the biggest James Bond, Jason Bourne in all of Japanese licorice culture. But she had a degenerative heart condition, so she was probably going to die in another year or so. So, Mr. Yoshi and his organization put an experimental synthetic heart into her that was probably going to tap out after 10 years or so. Mika was fine with that plan and with being her adopted father because he figured it was a short-term like assignment. It was a puppy because he's like, oh well, she's a licorice. Licorices don't live past 18 anyways. So the story that ends up taking place, like you thought in the beginning, which I thought too, that it's going to be about Takina learning what it means to be human and be an empath. but it's actually about like creating a family, right? Like it's about everyone in the coffee shop in Lycoris. It's Takina, it's Chisato, it's Mika. It's Kaon, right? It's making our little family and just protecting your own. You know what I mean? So like if anybody tries coming into the family, if it's the DA, if it's Mr. Yoshi, if it's a different terrorist organization, it could be Robata, it could be Takina's ex, it could be anybody. It's just like, dude, you're not breaking up the family. Like it reminded me more than anything of Fast and Furious.
Yeah,
because it's about family. Like halfway through, I'm just like, oh, okay, it's Fast and the Furious, but with little lollies with guns.
And you know what? Now that I'm looking at Lycoris, I thought maybe in my just weird head that I thought Lycoris was a different way to say licorice.
Yeah.
So like a bittersweet candy, which makes sense of like the personalities
that
of
would
these
make
girls.
sense. That would make sense,
right? But licorice, it's another word for the spider lily.
Oh, son of a bitch!
Yeah. So yeah, spider lily. In the critics, they credit spider lily.
Yeah, they have the like what One Piece does, the commercial title cards. Every single one of them except the very last one has spider lily imagery. Except the very last, because like it'll be like the fucking underwear date episode, and like the title card will have like Chisato with a red spider lily, and you're just like, oh my god, she's gonna die.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's what I'm saying. I guess because like the relation between spider lilies being a funeral flower. You know. It also triggered that why are people not dying?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because I don't know. I guess I haven't felt it so much in One Piece of people not dying. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
But because they don't show you a spider lily. They're not telling you people are gonna die.
Oh yeah.
So that's why I don't think about it. But then I'm looking at this and there's guns everywhere and there's not really high risk.
Well, not really. I agree.
Yeah.
It's kind of dumb fun. Like it's
but it's good. It's really good.
It leads up to the terrorist plot because it turns into the radio tower part 2. What?
We did have a firework episode.
Did we? Which
at
one?
The end.
Oh, there's also a snow episode too.
Yeah.
Because like basically like because they uncovered the terrorist plot of the guy with the green hair, of Majima. Like, Majima and Mr. Yoshi's little gang, like, basically sent an assassin to short-circuit Chisato's synthetic heart. Because it doesn't even have a heartbeat. It's just flowing, which, like, I've never heard of before.
Oh, yeah, because who's our goth girl?
Takina?
Yeah, Takina is, like, laying on Chisato's chest, which is a very important thing to your point of like this is not being platonic relationship.
No, not at all. She's like laying on her tits.
They get back to the room, and like Takima says something along the lines of like, "Oh, finally, I can like lay on your chest," which is like you don't do that with anybody. You know what I'm saying?
They feel each other up a lot. There's like half scenes that you have to be like looking out for to get the fan service. It's not like High School of the Dead, where it's just like 10 whole seconds of like of fan service. But like in the date episode when they're trying to sneak out of the restaurant, Takina like accidentally runs her face into Chisato's butt. Oh, yeah. So it's like the cheeks are around her face and everything. There's like a couple like sequences like that, but you have to be like keeping an eye out for it. It's a classy anime. It's a classy work we're dealing with here.
Yes, but you're right. Yeah, her heart, it's always pumping blood. Like it has no.
So they short it. There's like a terrorist act. Like Chisato goes to the doctor to get a checkup and get vitamins, and instead like. It's like Kill Bill Volume 2. There's a secret nurse that just shorts out her heart. And she's just like, okay, well, now I have 2 months to live. And Takina's freaking the fuck out. She's like, what? Why aren't you freaking out more? And everyone else is just like, you didn't know, but she kind of only had a year anyways on the lifespan of that heart. So she was kind of just on borrowed time anyways. So she's like... It's again, I feel like that's a James Bond plot. I really feel like that's a James Bond plot.
And I'm gonna bring up Black Widow, because the Black Widows, that's how they are. They get their uterus removed. Son
of a bitch! It is Black Widow.
You know what I'm saying? They get their fingerprints removed. They're like no longer a person almost.
Yeah,
because they're just a weapon. But it doesn't feel like that. It doesn't feel like that at all.
No, you're right. You're right.
You know?
I'm surprised I didn't see that sooner. I think you're exactly right. So then the last thing is just like the last loose end we got to tie up is just Majima's just pissed that like that he can't one up Chisato. He even like invades her apartment one day. And he's just sitting like as far as me and Aldo are from each other, and he just keeps trying to shoot her in the face, knowing that's not going to, and she just keeps dodging. He's just like she's like his Achilles heel, or not his Achilles heel, just like his they're just like weak to each other, kind of. You know what I mean? Because like he's got really good night vision. She can only dodge bullets if she can actually see what's going on. Oh, he doesn't have good night vision. It's because he can hear well. So that's why he's really good in like hand-to-hand combat in the middle of the night, even shooting a gun like in the dark. So just to fuck with all of polite Japanese society, Majima overtakes that original radio tower where at 7 years old Chisato had overthrown his original terrorist plan, but now he broadcasts over all of Japan like the Lycoris secrets, being like, he just starts pointing at random like Lycoris girls in the crowd, like, if you see this girl in this brown or blue uniform, that means she's a Lycoris and she's secretly killing people, and I've hid 300 guns over Greater Tokyo, so if you find them, just start shooting Lycorises with them.
Which is something that only will work in Japan.
That's some super villain shit. Yeah, that's some psycho shit.
It's like, yeah, I'm gonna send a weapon to just random people, and they're just gonna get in trouble because they have a weapon.
That's a Joker plot. That's
a Joker plot.
That's a Joker plot.
Yeah.
Oh, and he's got green hair.
God.
It's a Joker plot, and he's got green hair. So anyway, so like it reminds me of The Dark Knight, because like the Joker's plot was like he was trying to prove to Batman that there really isn't like an empathetic bone in people's body, that people are bad people naturally. They will look out for each other.
The only reason people are not able to do anything is because the Lycoris exists, because
right.
You know?
So that's Majima's point. So he's just like, look, if I give people the opportunity, then they're gonna rebel, and like polite Japanese society is gonna crumble.
So what's gonna be? Blah blah blah. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Wild, so then there's like random people finding guns in Tokyo and just start shooting girls because they're in Lycoris uniforms.
And you know where I thought maybe 10 Lycoris died in the subway station.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That shit got...
And then they don't bring it up again.
Yeah, they don't bring it up. Like, what happened to those 10 bodies, dude? There's at least 20 girls in the subway, and it just gets blown the fuck up.
Well, and then like the subplot happening at that same time is Takina gets transferred back to DA because she doesn't want Chisato to go to DA, because the more energy Chisato uses, the even like shorter her lifespan will become, because the charge on her battery like can't be recharged anymore, so it's going to keep depleting. So like she just doesn't, she's trying to keep her girl out of harm's way. But at that same time, Chisato like is only in it to help other people. So when the government goes to Lycoris and tells Mika like, "Hey, I got a mercenary job for you. Can you also take out the terrorists at the radio tower?" And Chisato goes for it. So then like, even though we've had them on the same team this whole time, we have them both at the radio tower in different parties. Like, Takina's with DA and Chisato's doing her own thing, like as part of Lycoris. And they're both like, it reminds me of the season finale of Mob Psycho season 2 because like it was also at a radio tower, because I don't know, terrorists and radio towers.
Yeah. You got the best signal there too.
But like the big reveal is something I kind of already spoiled, is that like Mr. Yoshi was actually evil kind of the whole time. Like his end goal with Chisato and giving her a synthetic heart was to really turn her into Jason Bourne, was to turn her into the perfect assassin. Like in like Yoshi's falling out with Mika was that Mika actually treated Chisato like a daughter and taught her how to be a good human being. And all Yoshi wanted was like, dude, like, no, she's just a child soldier. That's all I want from her. So like her using rubber bullets goes against why I spent millions of dollars on the synthetic heart for her. So Chisato gets all the way up there, meets up with Yoshi, and he's like, yo, I'm the one that gave Mr. Green-Haired Goblin the prerogative and the mission to do this terrorist threat. Shoot me. And then he pulls down his shirt, and then he's just got this giant scar, and he's just like, the synthetic heart you've been looking for, which is actually the upgraded version of your heart, which will keep you alive for the rest of your life probably, it's in me. Shoot me in the face right now, and then take my body to the hospital and rip this heart out, and you will live forever. But he wants that to happen because, like, her actually killing somebody in bloodlust will turn her into the perfect assassin.
Correct. Yeah, it's the whole Batman plot thing again.
It's a Batman plot. It's a Batman plot.
Yeah, I can't believe I didn't see it. I fucks with Batman, but yeah.
Yeah, well, I've noticed the Joker bit. Like, I'm barely realizing that the last, like, third is really a Batman plot. Yeah. But yeah, like, all of, what's his name, Mikasa? No, Majima. All of Majima, I was like, Joker. Joker. Like a more toned down Joker. Yeah, like a Yakuza Joker.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
No, but it's written very well. Even the last episode, the first half of the last episode is like the big fight with Shisato and Majima.
They're fighting on glass.
They're in the hell carrier from
Is Die Hard in this bitch?
No, what is it? Captain America and Winter Soldier, and
it's
the same fucking fight. It's like, no, you don't understand. You don't have to do this. No, I'm gonna blow up the fucking city. No, you don't understand. I'm your friend.
We already overthrew everybody. I don't care. It's about the message.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's something the Joker would say. It's something the Joker would say.
And then they they both fall into this like half bubble of like glass grid,
because like the radio tower is shaped like the Space Needle in Seattle.
There you go.
So like there's just this bubble at the top made out of glass. So because it's tipping over and like they're blowing shit up, it's tipping over even more. So they're having their last little firefight like in the glass dome.
And then they have a phone which is counting down into the explosion, just like the two boats in the Dark Knight.
Yep.
And not only that, but Takima's like, I gotta go save my girlfriend. My girlfriend.
Yeah, for real. She's defected from DA like 3 times at this point. Like, she keeps abandoning DA to be like, dude, I am saving Chisato. Fuck the Japanese society at large. I am saving my girlfriend. Like,
and then they both fall from broken glass, and fucking Takima's like, shoots this cool ass gadget which like slings her up.
Oh yeah, it's like a grappling hook.
Yeah, it's like Batman's
it's Batman's grappling hook.
And then she fucking saves it. And then there's this awesome scene where she like, because a fucking whole human being is falling down, you're not gonna just.
There's like all this friction from the rope.
So she turns around, grabs it with her shoulder, which is amazing.
All the smoke's like burning through her uniform.
And it's just like, she's fucking burning. And then she finally catches her. Luckily, the glass she was standing on was not cracked or anything, so she's just like holding her. And then the timer goes to 0, and then we have fucking fireworks. It's crazy.
It's crazy because like Majima's final thing was like, I got one last bomb. It's gonna go off. I promise. And then like when the timer goes off, it's just fireworks. Like again, that's some Joker-esque shit. Like he had everyone bugging out that there was another bomb about to go off, and it was just fireworks. Yeah. It was just to prove that like he could do it a little bit. It's just to fuck with people.
Yeah. And one of the plots too was to uncover the Lycoris. You know what I'm saying? To be like, oh, there's this secret organization that is working against your interest.
And the message he gave everybody is like, look, even if we get caught up, the government's just gonna try to cover it all up in a few hours if I get caught. So then like his plan gets thwarted, and just like he said, the government puts out a statement and be like, thank you for watching the secret unreleased footage to the new Lycoris movie that's coming out soon
with bazookas and shit. And
so like the government just tried to cover it all up. So Majima was right, like just like how the Joker's really right a lot of the time. Like people really are evil. It's like the point of like the Joker's like character. And the I almost got sad because I really thought when there was only half an episode left that it was really going to end with just Chisato defecting. Because she kind of just like moves to Hawaii and just fucks off, and it takes like there's like a 6-month time gap between the first half of episode 13 and the second half of episode 13 where Takina finally just goes to Hawaii, finds her girl,
almost a beach episode,
ties her up in the Batarang again, and they just open a food truck in Hawaii with everybody in Lycoris. Like, Maki moves out there, the girls move out there, Mizuki, and the other one, whatever her name is, Kurumi. And like, I did like the tower episode, too, because, like, they all kind of defect, you know what I mean? Like, Mika's like, I'm shutting down the shop, Takina's at DA, Chisato's probably gonna die, and like we only kept this cafe alive for Chisato anyways.
During the closing up of the coffee shop, for some reason I felt like Chisato was in this like already soldier mode.
Oh,
I thought she was
so?
gonna off Maki right there.
Oh, Mika?
Yeah, I mean Mika. Yeah, like it just seemed because all of the shots in the conversation, you always see Shizato like from the back, you know, and she's just like, "Huh, you're closing up, huh? Wouldn't you want to reopen the store somewhere else?"
Because Mika,
like, is that what you want me to do? And then she's just very vague and very like.
You're kind of right though, because Mika hadn't been open with her yet that he was speaking with Mr. Yoshi and that they had a relationship, even though they had already found out. And you're right. I think that was kind of left for interpretation. It was kind of scary for a little bit because so with the two main girls, with Chisato and Takina, like doing their own thing, like trying to overtake the Joker, like everyone else is doing side missions as well. So Kurumi like jumps off a plane along with Mizuki, and like they're about to leave Japan, right? Like Mizuki's gonna go meet some guy in Canada that she met on the internet, but they realize that the girls are in trouble, so they kind of come back together as a whole, as a family, and do this stuff together. Like the Kurumi steals a helicopter and is using like AI to fly the plane, to fly the helicopter. And at that same time, what we learned about Mika is the whole season he's had like a cane and a limp, right? So we thought that's why he was just a teacher to the Lycoris, and because he's been injured and he's on the way out, kind of. But no, it was all fake. It was all fake. And the first time he shows it was so that he could like James Bond his way into the radio tower, sabotage Mr. Yoshi, and he shoots him in the fucking face. He's just like, listen, because these are ex-lovers, you know what I mean? This is a love spat. He's just like I loved you at one point, but you just tried to kill my adopted daughter, so now you're out. Bop. So then like he takes the synthetic heart and an away-going message, and like that's how he delivers it to Chisato, and like he takes away the note from Chisato, because Yoshi's whole plan was like, I'm going to leave this note congratulating her for finally becoming an assassin, because his assumption was if he died, it was by the hands of Chisato actually killing him finally. He never took into account that Mika would backstab him and like kill him on Chisato's behalf. So Mika threw away the note, like congratulating Chisato for becoming an assassin. So Mika, like, I think it's Kurumi that says this at the end to Mika. That's like, you're the scariest out of all of us. Because she's the only one that saw that Mika was faking that limp, and was the only one cold-blooded enough to just shoot somebody that was defenseless. So Mika's that guy. No,
yeah. And I again, great fucking character. Great fucking character. Great characters all around, honestly.
And it ends with them in their food truck in Hawaii.
Even the henchmen are fucking good.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, like the henchmen are there to fucking die.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They're not like, oh shit, Batman got me. I'm gonna spill the beans.
Well, I think the rubber bullet part is funny because, like, especially in the early episodes before Takina is using the rubber bullet, she's shooting people
in the face.
She is killing people, but then you see Chisato shooting more people, but it's just like it's like a paintball, so you just see the red like splatter.
It looks cool though.
It looks better.
Cool,
it looks better if anything, because you see them get shot in the face, but then it's just like a bunch of red paint coming out.
Yeah.
I think it's so dope. It's so dope.
I think it's awesome. By the way, the drills that they were running, we forgot to talk about that a little bit with the other couple.
Oh, right.
You know what I'm saying? That was really cool too.
Yeah.
Really cool too. Yeah.
Well, and then it showed.
Takima's gonna tease. She's like, "Oh, you're the one psycho bitch.
You're the one that murdered down mowed down all the people with the minigun.
You're the one that only smiles when she kills people." Blah blah blah. And then you have Shisato running solo in this team effort drill, who she's trying to win against Fuki and Sakura.
Yes.
And Fuki and Sakura just choke up, and Shisato and Takima end up like winning. It was a really good episode. Really good episode.
There's also a really cool episode where Kurumi kind of like tracks trends in that area of Japan to see what people are looking for in a cafe, to see what's popular. So Takina takes over the books for the cafe at one point and makes a new dish, but it just looks like a pile of poop. Like it's just like one of those round poops from like Digimon Adventure. But it's a whole pastry, and apparently it's pretty tasty. But like Takina being their no, not Takina. Kurumi being like their social media manager also hacks the internet so that those images go like viral. So then they have like a whole episode that's just them just running a popular cafe, and I thought it was really cool and sweet.
Well, shit. Now that you mention it, you're right. And I don't know if you know this, but there's like a toilet theme restaurants in Japan.
That's disgusting.
Which they serve you your meal in like a little bowl that looks like a toilet.
It's disgusting.
Yeah, it is. But then again, Japanese people are kind of weird.
They're different. They're very different. I agree.
You know the whole thing with like octopuses?
No.
So back then, when they were drawing like explicit things.
You mean like in hentai?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, I'm talking about way back then, like feudal Japan.
Okay.
Instead of drawing an actual penis, they would draw tentacles.
But why?
On women for censorship. It was one of the senses of censorship. Instead of putting a full-out penis on there, they just needed something phallic, and they went with octopuses.
Oh.
That's weird, huh?
Oh, that's super weird. I never thought about that.
Yeah.
Damn. Well, there's no octopi or octopuses. Which one is it?
I think octopi.
Octopuses in this. Octopuses in this one. But yeah, I think Lycoris Recoil is real good. I understand why it was so popular. Would I call it anime of the year? Maybe not. Maybe best original anime of the year, like anime original, like something not based off of like a light novel or manga, for sure. Maybe best anime original. Maybe not best anime.
I hope this this backwards engineering hopefully works with them, because the first season does seem like, they live happily ever after in Hawaii.
But see, that's what I'm worried about too. I'm glad you brought up that point, because like I'm kind of like, I'm like mildly interested in the manga and the light novels, but it's like, is it just going to be the same? Because like that's why I'm reading the Darling and the Franxx manga, because I'm hoping that they fix the ending, right?
Okay.
And like I recently bought volume 1 of the Persona 5 manga, because I'm hoping that like it's a little different. You know what I mean? I just miss like playing Persona 5 a little bit for what was 100+ hour game. Like I kind of miss it. So like that's why I'm rereading this stuff. But like I hope they're not exactly the same. So I mean the same for Lycoris Recoil.
Correct. But really good. Watch it. It's a snack of an anime. 13 episodes. Dumb fun. You can passively watch it and still have fun.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Like you don't have to pay attention, and like the only times you need to pay attention, like it will like alert you. Like you start hearing gunshots, and you're like, oh shit, the firefight of the episode's happening.
Correct.
And it's fine. It's totally fucking fine. And it's a snack like the anime we're watching next week as well. We are watching SSS's Dyna Zenon. It is a Studio Trigger original. It's in the same universe-esque as SSS's Gridman, a little bit, kind of. I'm not entirely sure yet. I'm only on episode 10, but I think it's really cool. I think it's really interesting.
Shit, I forgot about the other one. I can't.
I watched some YouTube videos on Gridman today. Okay. I did watch some YouTube videos on Gridman today.
But anyways, me and Drew are watching. We do this all the time. We get caught up in 24-episode animes. We get caught up in movies. And now we're in a little, like, 12-episode binge.
Yeah, and, like, it's partially my fault, because, like, I haven't figured out how January is going to work yet. Because in 3 weeks, I'm going to... I'm flying into the Yucatan Peninsula in Mexico.
Yeah.
And then in 4 weeks, I will be in Vegas. So, like, I'm not going to have a normal-esque week until like the first week of February. So like I'm trying to figure out what that means for the podcast. Like I'm not saying we're skipping episodes or nothing. I just need to figure out if we're gonna watch the first 2 movies for the Neon Genesis Evangelion movies, like the sequels, like the Revolution movies, or
the alternative.
Yeah, the semi-alternative universe story retelling, the perfect Evangelion story, whatever the director's calling it right now. Or if, like, these 12-episode snacks have been, like, real cool, real interesting, but it still kind of takes a whole week. It might be too much time for what I'm considering. But also, just being real with the audience. I love the Monogatari series, right? And the Bakemonogatari second season can actually be broken down into 6 mini seasons that are all less than 6 episodes.
Okay.
So we actually could like watch like 5 episodes here, 5 episodes there, 5 episodes there, and they're actually treated how like the manga treated them, as like individual short works that make up the Monogatari series.
Like what was the Fooly Cooly?
Yeah, like FLCL.
FLCL, there you go.
Like in the FLCL like subsequent season. So like we haven't completely decided yet, but we're getting there.
But this is what we're talking about. This is what Drew was talking about. We always try to, challenge ourselves somehow in this anime thing. And you having a weird schedule in January, it's something that we work on for you guys.
Yeah. When's your baby due? June.
July.
June. So June and July are going to be really weird for us too, and we're planning around that as well.
Yes. So this has been episode 122.
122.
Lycoris Recoil. Watch it. It's cute girls doing awesome shit.
Awesome.
And cute as shit too.
Best couple of the year.
You got anything else to say?
No, I don't. No time for a nerd down today.
Yeah, no.
We're all Aldo's recovering from his Saturday hangover still.
Shit, yeah.
My name is Drew Philippoulis. This is Aldo Mendez. This has been Between
Birds.
Nerds.